Hello and welcome to Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. On today's show, we're getting into the Halloween spirit with a slate of New Jersey guests who help make this season a real treat. We'll learn more about the iconic union-based candy company, Smarties, and hear from celebrity medium Jonathan Mark, whose gift has helped crack cold cases around the Garden State. But first, we're thrilled to spotlight a heartwarming initiative that brings joy and comfort to children during their hospital stays. Thanks to the partnership between K. Havonian Children's Hospital and Spirit Halloween's Spirit of Children program, what can be a fearful experience is turned into fun, especially during Halloween. Joining us today are three guests who are at the forefront of making this magic happen. We have Dr. Harpreet Paul, chair of the Department of Pediatrics at K. Havonian Children's Hospital, Beth Van Buskirk, the department's child life manager, and Nikki Ballas, senior director of PR and brand image at Spirit Halloween. Welcome all to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Nikki, I will start with you. Spirit Halloween has raised over, and this number is just amazing, $127 million for pediatric hospitals throughout the country through your Spirit of Children initiative. Can you share with us how this program began and what its core mission is?
Sure. Well, I'll start with the core mission, and that's to make hospitals less scary for children and their families. It can often be really intimidating to go in for treatment or services into a hospital, and the incredible team at partner hospitals that we have do their very best, but they miss out on Halloween. And so our mission since 2006 has been to go in and bring the magic to them directly in our partner hospitals. And we have over 161 of them, and we're so thrilled to be partnering with Hackensack Meridian to bring this magic to life.
Nikki, you've partnered with K. Havonian Children's Hospital for 9 years now. What impact has this partnership had, especially during Halloween?
Well, so our goal is that it has impact to help with some distraction, right? Bring some sensory equipment, increase staffing if that's needed in the hospital. Our partners have raised over $686,000 since the partnership began in 2016. There's different sort of initiatives that are brought to the hospital through this funding. And to be very transparent, 100% of the proceeds that are raised in our store, $1 at a time, go directly to the child life department in the hospital. And that's across the board with all of our partnerships. It's critical that we ensure every single dollar goes back to their needs and the children and the care that they're being provided.
Dr. Paul, you've seen firsthand how support from programs like Spirit of Children impacts the pediatric patient experience. How does this initiative make a difference for children at K. Havonian Children's Hospital?
Great question. It makes a tremendous difference at the hospital. Spirit of Children, Spirit Halloween is such an important initiative to our children's hospital and our child life program. This is really what makes the experience manageable for families. We take care of children, for example, who have cancer, and that is an incredibly stressful and frightening time for a child to be in the hospital. The amount of tests that those children need to undergo, potential surgeries. So having a child life program with amazing specialists that can help put children at ease and distract children as they undergo the medical treatment is really critical if we want to promote well-being and great outcomes in the children and the communities that we serve. So huge impact. We are incredibly grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm sure experiences like this, donations, other events, that really enhances the care that you're able to provide.
Definitely. It's not easy providing this type of highly specialized care. It really is a team. It's not just a doctor. It really is a team that takes care of these children. And that's where the child life specialists, nurses, dietitians, social workers come in. So it really is important to have funding sources for this team so that we can ensure that we're taking care of the whole child and not just the illness.
Absolutely. So important. Beth, your team in the Child Life Department plays such a vital role in helping children navigate their hospital stay. Can you tell us about the kinds of support you provide to children and their families?
Yes, thank you. We help to minimize the stress associated with healthcare experiences. So, from the point of entrance, the emergency department, helping a child to learn about the IV and to help to clarify any misconceptions that they might have about that, to going for a CAT scan, going for surgery, whatever it might be, our Child Life team is there to assist children throughout their healthcare journey.
So, in respect to the Spirit of Children funding, how does that directly impact the way your team works?
Great question. As a result of Spirit of Children, we have been very fortunate to expand our Child Life program so that we now have Child Life represented in the pediatric emergency department and our trauma bay. We have Child Life that is in our surgical environment. We have a music therapist. These are all positions that would not have happened without the support of Spirit of Children. So we are so appreciative for everything that Spirit does to help to increase the ability for us to meet the patient needs throughout K Hovnanian.
Nikki, in hearing these responses, it's got to feel so special to hear the impact that you're making.
It sure does. And humbly, our leadership, our store management team, our associates, when they hear stories like this, they're pushing harder in the stores and talking to people about these stories and telling them, they're not just saying, "Do you want to round up your purchase?" They're saying, "The dollars that you're providing are going to these amazing programs." And it makes the conversation a lot easier because I think, sometimes we get into a situation where you're constantly being asked to round up or to donate in stores. And when you have these tangible services and you have these moments that are being provided to children and their families and the pediatric hospitals, it makes that ask a whole lot easier and more meaningful, and you know where those dollars are going. And that's something that we're really proud of, to support our partners and to hear these stories and to really communicate them back to our store team and to our guests who are providing those dollars.
Last year, you raised 17 million, and this year you're aiming to do the same. So, how can
Yes.
our viewers help you meet your goal?
Well, when you want to come buy your Halloween costume, you know where to go. Come visit us at Spirit Halloween, find your store near you. And when you're making your purchase, at the end of your purchase, after you hear the person in front of you make a donation and you hear the cowbells ring really loud, you can do the same thing and confidently know that those dollars are going to your local partner hospital, pediatric hospital, and 100% of that donation is going to help something really important and meaningful.
Dr. Paul, just looking ahead, how do you see pediatric care evolving at K Hovnanian Children's Hospital? And how important are these kinds of partnerships in helping shape the future?
There's a lot of changes going on in children's health, one of which is that we're able to take care of children more so in the outpatient setting. So children that truly do need to be admitted to the hospital are typically more complex and sicker. And that's why it's even more critical to have services like Child Life for them available in the hospital. We've seen that shift happening over the last couple of years. And I think there's a number of reasons for why that's happening, one of which is that technology is changing. A lot of times we can provide these services in the outpatient arena. And the inpatient world is definitely a different place than it used to be.
Beth, what's one story or moment that really illustrates the joy and comfort Spirit of Children brings to kids during their hospital stay?
I think of the in-person event itself that we're going to have on October 21st, where many kids that would not be able to participate in Halloween because of a long-term illness, when they come to the hospital, they're not expecting to have a Halloween event. And Spirit of Children brings not just 365 days a year, but specifically the party itself is so meaningful to our oncology patients, to our patients with extended hospitalizations, that it's the just sheer joy on their face when they realize that we're going to be celebrating Halloween, and they may not have been able to do that without Spirit.
This was so much fun. Just thank you, Spirit, for doing this for these kids, because we do so much in the children pediatric hospital space, and they need all the love and support and fun that they can get, and you're definitely providing that. One more time, give your website for people to learn more about Spirit Halloween.
Sure. You can find your local store at stores.spirithalloween.com. You can learn all about what costumes are trending, how you can help your local hospital, who your local hospital is, and we can't wait to see you this year.
Dr. Paul, where can people find out more information on Kay Havonian Children's Hospital?
At the Hackensack Meridian Health website, we have a Hackensack Meridian Children's Health area of that website, and that's where you can find out more about the services and the physicians that we have across the state.
Thank you so much for this extremely special segment, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Thank you.
Happy Halloween. Thank you so much. Take care.
Nothing has ever been handed to me. I've had to work for it. On the field. And off the field. Kane worked with me, guided me, helped me climb higher. To get where I belong. To change my life.
Hey, welcome to the team.
Cougars climb higher. Kane University.
Now, what's Halloween without some candy? Lucky for us here in the Garden State, we have Smarties, a truly iconic brand that's been part of our lives for generations. Joining us is Liz D., co-president of Smarties, as they celebrate an incredible milestone, their 75th anniversary. Liz, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Very, very happy to be here.
As I said, you are an iconic New Jersey brand. You've been here for 75 years. I want to dive into your story. How did it all begin here?
Smarties began in 1949. My grandfather came to the U.S. by boat and settled in New Jersey, where we've been ever since. I'm actually speaking to you from Union, where not only we're headquartered, but also right behind this wall, we're making about 50,000 pounds of candy today. So if you hear anything, that's what you're hearing, candy being made.
Wow. Where did your grandfather immigrate from?
He came from England, from the UK. He came by boat with a newborn son and his wife, and he was only 25 years old at the time. And so we're celebrating our 75th, as you said, and this would have been his 100th birthday this year.
Oh, wow. That's so special. So he came to America, new country, new life. How did he get the idea to start Smarties?
Yes, so Edward D., was a third generation candy maker to begin with. So he wanted to bring his candy making tradition and heritage over to the U.S., and he did so. And with great success, thankfully, we're having this conversation today because he was able to get Smarties throughout the United States as an iconic, nationally known and loved brand.
So you are a fifth generation candy maker. I've interviewed family businesses that are in the third generation, fourth, never a fifth. That is so special, and it really speaks to the type of family ties you have.
Thank you. Yes. Well, it helps to really, really love what I do and to really enjoy eating candy, I have to say. It's an honor to carry on my family's legacy right here in New Jersey.
In honor of this anniversary, Smarties has continued its legacy by supporting classrooms in need. You have partnerships with Donors Choose, you have Smarties U. Can you run down your various initiatives?
Yes. So our founder chose the name Smarties because he wanted to promote education and lifelong learning. So we've been supporting classrooms in need through donations to Donors Choose, which basically connects teachers to school supplies that they need. And this year marks $300,000 total donated to DonorsChoose.org, supporting classrooms in need. And we also are doing two different initiatives this year, Smarties U, where we're rewarding good report cards and progress reports that are coming in for the school year with free candy. People can submit for a chance to win a year's supply of free candy. And we're also doing for Halloween something called Sweet Switch, a program by which we are basically switching out Smarties for candies that have allergens that people with allergies might not be able to eat. So you know what it's like. Trick-or-treaters go around, they get candy from people who don't know them and their needs, and maybe they're given candy with peanuts in it, and maybe they have a peanut allergy. Well, those people with allergies can connect with us and swap their candy for Smarties, and we will send them the candy without them having to send their candy to us.
What is Smarties made with that deems itself allergen free?
Yeah, so Smarties contains none of the top allergens and are also gluten-free, fat-free, vegan, 25 calories a roll, etc. But the ingredients, we only have a few ingredients. It's pretty simple. It's the dextrose, which is the sugar that, is most of the Smartie, and then citric acid, which makes it tart, and calcium stearate, which helps it bind, because Smarties are actually made through compression. I think a lot of people don't realize that. We don't heat them, we don't add water, we just press them really, really hard and they tabletize. And then in addition to that, of course, colors and flavors. A lot of people are surprised to know that every color corresponds with a different flavor, but they do. And if you have a refined palate, you may already have detected the differences.
You honor the legacy of your grandfather. You're still operating here in New Jersey. Why is that important to you?
Yeah, our New Jersey roots go deep. We're really proud to be here in New Jersey. I think a lot of people are surprised to hear that Smarties are headquartered in New Jersey. And yes, it would be potentially less expensive to produce candy in other states or even other countries, which we do see other candy makers doing. It's a business decision and I understand it. But we're a privately held family business, so we don't need to make decisions that are based solely on, the bottom line and quarterly earnings statements. We make decisions that are best for our community, and staying in New Jersey is extremely important to us.
You mentioned the initiatives in the classroom that Smarties gives back to. What else around the Garden State does Smarties support?
Well, if you've reached out to us from a school or a library or a police station or a firehouse, we've probably heard back. We donate candy a lot locally. And then we also give each of our team members about 30 pounds of candy around Halloween time. So we're very popular around Halloween for those of us who do receive trick-or-treaters. And then for those of us who don't, we just have a lot of candy to share with our friends and family. I actually do something called reverse trick-or-treating, where for the whole month of October, I always have candy on me and I make sure wherever I'm going, I share some with people to kind of get them stocked up for Halloween too, but also just to share in the fun of Halloween and the candy spirit.
Well, this was so much fun. I am so happy to meet you. Smarties is one of my favorite candies, and the fact that it's right here in New Jersey makes it even sweeter. Where can people find out more about Smarties?
Oh my gosh, they can come to our website, smarties.com. Of course, they can find us across all social media channels. And of course, reach out if you've got allergies and you were given product around Halloween that has allergens in it. You can reach out to us to participate in Sweet Switch. We will do our best to hook you up with some free candy that you can eat safely.
And what about charities that are watching out there that you mentioned, police stations, schools? How can they get in contact with you?
Yes, they can reach out through our website, again, smarties.com. And if people want to learn more about Donors Choose, they can check that out at donorschoose.org, supporting classrooms in need throughout the country.
Well, thank you so much, Liz. I look forward to seeing you soon. I think next time we do this, I want to do it in your factory so our viewers can see how Smarties is made from start to finish.
Yes, please. We love showing people how our candy is made, and we would love to have you, Lisa.
Awesome. Thank you, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Celebrity medium Jonathan Mark has helped crack some of New Jersey's most notable cases, including the disappearance of Danielle Imbo and Richard Patrone. He's also worked with Jersey icons like Nicole Snooki Polizzi and Real Housewives of New Jersey star Margaret Josephs, all on his new podcast, Connect with Jonathan Mark. Here to tell us more about how he shares his gift is Jonathan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Super excited.
I am so excited. I love the whole art of mediums. I hope that you can maybe even give me a reading, get my vibes as this segment goes on. But let's talk first about your new podcast, Connect with Jonathan Mark. It's already made waves, and you've had on some pretty exciting New Jersey guests. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I've had a couple of the notorious New Jersey people, kind of what people know them on TV, like Nicole or Snooki from the Jersey Shore and Margaret Josephs from the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
And during their appearances, what came through?
So for Nicole, or Snooki as people know her, her grandmother came through who just recently passed away, like not too long ago. And it was pretty emotional just because of, I guess they were extremely close and it helped raise her and, with the parents. And then Margaret has, some really exciting stuff, which I, definitely don't want to spoil on here just because I want people to go listen to it. It is crazy.
Like I said, I'm so fascinated by all of this. So I want to dive into your gift. How did you realize that you had this inside you?
When I was a kid, my aunt passed away when I was about 6 months old. When I was around about four or five, I was with my family, my grandfather, and my entire family for like Easter Sunday or something like that, like one of the holidays. And I kept saying, Aunt Sue is here. And everyone's like, oh, that's cute, thinking it's my imagination and, everything. And then I go, no, no, no. And I guess I was getting really adamant that she was here. And I kept pointing to a jacket and pointing to my jeans, trying to signify it was like a denim jacket. The story is when everyone was going to the cemetery, my mom walked back in before they moved the body into the car and put this denim jacket on her that they used to steal from each other back and forth because they were best friends. And then as I was getting older, I was seeing more things about my family and just more things about my friends' family. And when I was playing sports, about my coach's family. And it just became very overwhelming very quickly.
What is it that you see? I mean, is it like they're right there in front of you?
So it used to be like that. Then as like things became more like specific messages and stuff, kind of more like screenshots of sorts of like what is in my head. So I have to blank my mind out and they put screenshots kind of like a movie in my head and things that I can relate to like deliver messages to people.
How did you turn this into a career?
I have to give a lot of thanks to my mother for this one. She's been a very crucial part in the fact that when I was starting this, she was bringing in people that I didn't really know from like work and from just expanding it to like friends of friends or whoever. And then it just kind of blossomed into like word of mouth from person to person to person.
So it's one thing to be at a table, give a reading to someone. And by the way, if anything's coming through, feel free to interrupt. I'm like dying to know if this works virtually.
No, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me know if anyone pops.
Grandfather that just passed away, it seems like.
Okay.
Like literally probably less than a year or almost a year coming up because they're flashing my birthday, which is in January. So I don't know if it's like the new year or within the year. So that was coming through.
Well, my grandfather, he died in January 24th of this year.
Yeah, my birthday's January 3rd. Not that anyone cares, but that's what they were flashing because they were putting the balloons in front of me, which is, again, my Pictionary sign, just so anyone knows. Like, I'm perfect at Pictionary, but that's what they were showing to me. Like, kind of like what I was saying, they try to put stuff in relation to me that I can relate to. So if it's my birthday, something significant must have happened around my birthday. So it was either someone that passed or something significant typically.
Wow. And we didn't talk. You didn't know me coming into this, right?
No.
So that's wild.
I only had a link, so I didn't really know.
Yeah, so I just want viewers to know that's awesome. Well, hi, Grandpa. Well, let's keep going. So it's one thing, like I said, to maybe be in a reading with you, but for you to also use your gift to help crack some of the biggest cases in the metropolitan area, like the disappearance of Danielle Imbo and Richard Petrone, who is actually more of a Philly story, but had traces of Southern New Jersey. What is it like helping law enforcement crack these cases that sometimes takes decades to get to the bottom of?
Yeah, I'm super flattered. I will say that they rely on me, and I try to be honest with every single person. Is I'm always the last call. I'm really never the first call. Like, they don't come to me initially for things. Like, one of the larger cases that I worked on that also touches in the New Jersey area is the Long Island serial killer case, where one of the victims is from the New Jersey area, and that took years and years. And I just feel like I'm super blessed to help law enforcement with these huge cases that they rely on me now.
You don't really hear about law enforcement agencies using mediums to help crack cases, but I guess, is this happening more than we think it is?
I would probably say yes. I would definitely say yes. I think, just because some of the cases that I worked on are just a little bit more public than like other cases, I do believe that law enforcement, really the agencies like FBI, CIA, and all those use them, and they don't publicize it until the case is like completely over, like completely, and there's movement. So I just want people to know that in majority of law enforcement agencies or departments, they do use people like myself.
It's just so cool. I'm just so fascinated by all of this. Jonathan, Thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for giving me assurance that Grandpa's here as I do my work in a building that he actually helped build. So funny enough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Where can people find out more about you and to schedule a reading?
Yeah, you can go to my website. It's jonathanmark.net. It has all the podcast stuff on there. My social media is on there, everything.
Thank you so much. I look forward to speaking with you soon. If you need podcast guests, let me know. I'm always down. And
Awesome.
really, just congratulations on, again, using your gift for so much good.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. We'll see you back here next week.
Nothing has ever been handed to me. I've had to work for it. On the field. And off the field. Kane worked with me. Guided me. Helped me climb higher. To get where I belong. To change my life.
Hey, welcome to the team.
Cougars climb higher. Kane University.